Today's Vinyasa class will be a little bit more advanced and a stronger practice. You'll get a really great stretch in the hamstrings and we'll do some cool balancing work. Let's start at the back of the mat today. Make sure that your feet are parallel to each other. Lift your chin parallel to the floor and then gently close your eyes. Take a deep, full inhale through your nose and then open your mouth to sigh the breath out. As you do so, bring your awareness into your body. Smooth, even breaths. As you start to drop your awareness all the way down into your feet. Feel all four corners of the feet pressing down into the mat. You can even lift your toes here to activate the arches of the feet. And then gently soften your knees. Point your tailbone down at the floor and draw navel to spine. Then release your toes down again, but keep that engagement through the soles of the feet. Draw the frontal ribs in, and then loop your shoulders all the way up towards your ears, all the way back, and all the way down. Relaxing into the top of the shoulders, the sides, and the back of the neck. Take another long, deep, full inhale. And as you exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Keep the knees soft as you roll down through your spine. Inhale into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift here at the bottom. Draw the belly in. Try to lengthen and straighten your spine. Exhale to fold. Draw navel to spine. Keep the knees soft. Relax your neck as you roll up. And then loop the shoulders up, back, and down. We'll do that twice more. Deep, full inhale. Exhale to roll down. As you come into your back extension here at the bottom, really focus on engaging the spinal muscles as well as the abdominals, starting to warm up the core. Exhale to fold and roll back up. Big shoulder loop at the top. And once more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, roll down. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and hold it down at the bottom. Interlace your hands and place them on the back of your head so that the pinky fingers hook into the occipital ridge, and then close your arms around your head. Make your hands heavy and allow the crown of the head to drop down towards the floor. So the weight of your hands is tractioning out your neck and even the upper back, the thoracic spine. Keep the hands heavy like that as you draw your belly in and roll all the way up to standing. Now at the top we come into an extension. So open the shoulders, open the elbows, lift your heart, look up, and draw your sit bones back behind you so you're arching through your spine. As you exhale, close your arms around your head, tuck your pelvis, tuck your chin, and roll all the way down to the bottom again. Inhale into your halfway lift, back extension, open the elbows. Try to straighten and lengthen the spine. And then release down, close your arms, and roll back up to standing. Twice more like that. We inhale into extension here at the top. Reach the heart forward, pull the elbows back, point your sit bones back behind you. And then close arms around your head, nod chin to chest, roll down. Inhale into your extension here at the bottom. Draw the belly in tight. Exhale, release. And roll back up. Last time here, inhale to open up the chest, drawing the shoulders back. And then exhale, close your arms around your head, nod your chin to your chest, roll down. When you get to the bottom, you can release your hands. Now walk your hands forward to come into down dog. Take a moment here to start to walk out the legs side to side. And as well as stretching the calves and the Achilles tendon, I want you to also warm up into the soles and the fascia of the soles of the feet. So really press into the toes and lift your heel high. Now start to reach both heels down towards the floor. Keep the knees soft
if necessary, to be able to turn your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Draw your belly in, close the frontal ribs. Make sure your neck is relaxed. Wrap the outer edges of the arms down towards the floor and then spread your fingers wide on the mat as you ground down into all 10 fingertips and all 4 corners of the palms. Inhale to rise on tippy toes, straightening your legs. Keep the sit bones pointed up towards the ceiling here, and only then tuck your pelvis and start to round forward through your spine, coming into plank. Then we reverse that, so lift between the shoulder blades, start to lift your hips, keep the pelvis tucked, and now as you come into down dog, first tilt the sit bones up while you're still on the tippy toes, and only then reach your heels down. So I want you to get that action of the pelvis. So keep the sit bones pointing up, rise onto the tippy toes. Now tuck your pelvis, draw your belly in, doming and shifting forward to plank. Inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in and press back and up. Get that anterior tilt first, lengthening the lower back, and then stretch your heels down. One more time. Inhale onto tippy toes. Exhale, tuck your pelvis and dome forward. Inhale here. Exhale to press back and up. Bend your right knee, stretch your left heel down towards the floor. And now swivel the right knee to point towards the left as you swivel on the ball of the left foot to get a stretch in the left side body. Inhaling back to center and change sides. So now bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, swivel the left knee towards the right, and then ground the right heel down. Inhale to come back to center, stretch both heels down once again. Now dome and shift forward to plank. And then keep the weight even into both hands. Stabilize your shoulders, but drop both heels down to the left side, so you're twisting through the waist. Inhale to center, really focus on the stability of the torso here as you drop both heels over to the right. Inhale to center, the more stable you can keep your shoulders and your upper body, the deeper you'll feel it into the obliques as you move side to side with the heels. Let's do one more round. Come back to center, hold it there. Drop your knees down to the mat. Now anteriorly tilt the pelvis again. Draw the elbows in towards you as you bring your chin and your chest down, your buttocks stay up. Knees, chin, chest position. From there, slide yourself flat. Inhale into a baby cobra, top the feet on the mat. Exhale to release. Come back to that knees, chin, chest position. Tuck the toes, draw the knees in to lift the buttocks. Press into your hands, activate the triceps as you float your heart just above the mat. All the way back to child's pose. And then lift up to down dog. On an inhale, rise onto tippy toes. Engage into the core as you tiptoe your feet forward to come into Uttanasana. Try to take some weight into your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees, relax the upper body as you roll up to standing. And take a big shoulder loop at the top. Inhale, high mountain, arms sweep up. Keep the pelvis tucked, the belly drawing in. As you exhale, cactus your arms behind your body to open up the chest. Release your hands at your sides, round chin to chest, roll down. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step your right foot and then your left foot back into plank. Strong plank. Contract the abdominals, push away from the floor. Then draw your knees down to the mat. I
We're still warming up, so we'll do a modified chaturanga with the knees down. All the way down to the floor, control it. Top of the feet down, inhale into cobra, maybe lifting a little higher now as you slide the shoulders back and down. Exhale to release, tuck your toes, press your knees into the floor, draw the belly in as you lift up to your knees, and press back, down dog. Inhale onto tippy toes. Again, really deeply connecting into the core as you try to lift your feet high up above the mat, bringing shoulders above the wrist, maybe hips above the shoulders. And then stepping into Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over your legs. Soften the knees, roll up to standing, big shoulder loop at the top. Inhale, high mountain. As you exhale, swan dive forward. The knees soften, but the spine stays straight. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Spread the fingers wide. Make your hands strong as you step back to plank. Full chaturanga now. Inhale off the toes. Exhale, slowly control it down to the floor. Draw the belly in, keep the pelvis tucked. Entire body touches at the same moment. Top of the feet down, inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, squeeze the elbows in. Straighten your legs so that your knees lift. And tuck the pelvis slightly so your belly lifts. As you exhale, press straight up to plank. And back to down dog. Balls of the feet are touching. As you inhale, lift your right leg high. Down dog splits and hold it there. Keep your hips square and really reach through the right knee. Stretch that leg long, pointing the energy out of your feet. Rather out of your foot. And pressing the left heel down to the floor to get that stretch down the back line of the left leg. As you exhale, draw your knee into your chest. Dome and shift forward, stepping up into Anjaneyasana. The back knee comes down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Make sure that your hips are squared to the front edge of the mat. Even though you're pushing your hips forward and down, you're still drawing navel to spine. Deep, full inhale. As you exhale, draw your hands to your heart and twist to the right, taking your elbow to the outer edge of your knee. Now be careful here not to collapse down on the thigh. You want to stay lifted, engaging the core, and really push the palms of the hands into each other. And then press your knee into your elbow and your elbow into your knee to deepen the twist through the spine. Start to take the bottom hand, the left hand, forward. And then we're going to open up into a modified warrior on the knee. So as you circle the left arm up and over, the right arm will extend forward. You swivel on the back knee. And now you're in a modified warrior 2. So still bending deeply into this front knee. Make sure that it doesn't collapse to the midline of the mat. Nice opening into the right hip. With the front palm still turned up towards the ceiling, inhale, reach forward. Exhale into a modified reverse warrior. Just take your left hand behind your back. Maybe your fingers peek around your waist. You could even hook your fingers into the hip crease. Focus on your breath as you hold the pose. Inhale to come up through warrior 2. Exhale to wiggle your hands down to the floor, straighten out the back leg. And then we move into Ardha Hanuman half split. Straighten the right leg, flex your foot, draw the right hip back, and then lengthen and straighten through your spine. So starting to get into the hamstrings here. By pulling the right hip back and tractioning off the right heel, you get into the right hamstring. At the same time, you're focusing on lengthening and extending through the spine. So try not to round your spine like this. You want to get it as straight and flat as possible. Keep the back of the neck long. Don't throw your head up. On an exhale, walk your hands forward, ground the right foot down again as you bend into the front knee, coming into a really nice deep lunge. Stay on the fingertips but lift the heart and pull your shoulders back and down. As you hold this really deep opening into the right hip, focus your breath into the right hip as well as the left hip flexor across the front of the thigh and over the hip bone. To transition into standing splits, let's just draw the right foot slightly closer in. It makes it easier to transition. Take the weight into this foot and then lift the left leg up. Because we're still warming up, we won't go too deep. So you're not stretching the left leg up to your maximum yet. Make sure your neck is relaxed. And we're keeping the hips square here. Try to straighten the left knee and really reach out of the toes. And then as you bend the left leg, draw it down to meet the right. Inhale into Utkatasana, chair pose. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, draw your knees back so you see all 10 toes with a slight tug of the pelvis, drawing the belly in. As you exhale, push your heels down into the floor, squeeze the inner thighs together and come out to standing, hands to your heart. Samasthiti. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping the left foot and then the right foot back to plank. This time moving from Chaturanga into up dog, so we only go halfway down. Keep the legs and the hips off the floor as you move into your up dog. Pulling the shoulders back and down, and now really push strongly away from the floor. And your legs should be active here as well. You don't want floppy legs that fall down to the floor. As you exhale, roll over the top of the feet into down dog. Same sequence to the other side, so bring the balls of the feet to touch, so the right foot is more centered. As you inhale, lift the left leg high, keeping the hips square for your down dog splits. Stretch through the left knee, reach out of your toes, push the right heel down. As you exhale, draw knee to chest, doming and shifting forward. Stepping up into Anjaneyasana, the back knee comes down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Shoulders draw down, belly draws in. Make sure that your hips are square to the front edge of the mat. Deep full inhale. As you exhale, draw your hands to your heart and then twist off to the left. Elbow just on the outer edge of the knee. Lifting your belly away from your thigh. And using the traction of palms into each other and elbow into the knee to deepen the twist. As you inhale, shoot the bottom hand forward, circle it up and over as you transition to your modified warrior, and then shoot the left arm forward. Still bending deeply into the front knee. If you need to adjust your foot or the back knee, do so. Don't be scared to adjust your feet when you come into a pose. Don't think that they need to stay exactly where they are. It's more important to get the correct alignment of the pose. So if you open up into your warrior two, even when you're up on your feet and it doesn't feel quite right, shift your feet until you've got the correct alignment and then hold the pose. As you inhale, reach forward. Exhale into your modified reverse warrior. Maybe wrapping these fingers all the way to hook into the hip crease. Inhale to come up. Windmill your hands down as you straighten out the back leg. And now extend the left leg. Flex your foot. And then make sure that your hips are directly above the back knee. So sometimes the hips will be further back or further forward and you just need to adjust the front heel. Now draw the left hip back. Draw your toes towards your shin. And focus on getting a deep stretch into the left hamstring. Lengthening through your spine, keeping the back of the neck relaxed. Walk your hands forward, grounding down into the left foot as you push your hips forward, going into a nice deep lunge now. Opening up the left hip, stretching into the right hip flexor, the psoas. Try to inch your shoulder blades a little further down your spine as you reach the heart forward. Draw the left foot in slightly closer, transitioning into standing splits. The right leg lifts. If one of your knees is going to be bent in this pose, it should rather be the standing knee that can be slightly bent, but you really want to try and straighten the top leg and reach through the toes and extend the leg fully. Make sure your neck is relaxed by dropping the crown of the head down towards the floor. Then draw the right foot down to meet the left into a forward fold. Inhale into Utkatasana. Balls of the feet are touching. Knees are squeezing together. Inner thighs are active. Pull the ribs in, but keep the shoulders relaxed. As you exhale, press down into the heels, squeeze the inner thighs together. Feel the glutes working as you come up. Samasthiti. Take a deep full inhale here. Exhale, release the breath. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, and this time you can hop back into Chaturanga, landing lightly on your feet. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg up, down dog splits. Hold it there for a moment. Feel the stretch on the left hamstring and calf. And then exhale, draw knee to chest. Dome and shift forward. Stepping up, high crescent lunge so the back knee stays lifted this time. Make sure your hips are squared to the front edge of the mat. Bending deeply into the front knee. Next exhale, draw your hands down to your heart and twist to the right. So we're doing the same thing we did down on our knees. So again, be careful of collapsing down onto the side. You want to use your core and lift up and away from the thigh, deepening the twist. Squeeze the palms of the hands into each other. And keep drawing the right hip back, so you feel the stretch on the outer edge of the right thigh. At the same time, you're stretching back through the left heel. Same as we did on the knees, shoot the bottom hand forward, circle it up and over, coming into warrior two, shoot the right hand forward. So again, if you open up like this and you don't feel that your feet are in the correct position, look down and fix them up. And then hold the pose. Draw your belly in, slight tuck of the pelvis. Keep pointing the front knee directly forward. As you inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior, unsupported. So again, the left arm wraps around your back. And then we'll move through a dancing warrior sequence. Inhale through warrior 2. Exhale, unsupported side angle. So the bottom arm just comes in front of your belly. Inhale to come up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale to come up, this time straighten the front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale to come up. Bend the front knee. Exhale, reverse warrior for the third time. Inhale to come up. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, come up. This time straighten the front leg, going into a reverse Trikonasana. So we're moving the torso back and forth. Inhale, come up, keep the front leg straight. Trikonasana, and this time we hold it there. Hand can be on your shin or maybe fingertips down to the floor. Now really engage the right quadricep. So pull this muscle from the kneecap all the way up to the hip joint and pull this right hip back. Opening up your shoulders, trying to stack the left shoulder directly above the right. Circling the left hand down towards the floor, square your hips off, step the back foot in slightly and ground it down at 45 degrees into your pyramid pose. So if you can't have your fingertips on the floor here, you can place your hands on your shin, which is a bit more challenging for the balance, but it helps to lengthen and straighten the spine. Do not place your hands on your knee though, and if your hands are on your shin, this quad has to work even harder to protect the knee joint. So you don't want to be pushing down on the knee. Coming back to our standing split, so soften into the front knee. This time maybe right hand wraps around the right ankle as you lift the left leg up. And now that we've warmed up into the hamstrings, you can take it a little deeper. Start to open your hips up, lifting the left hip above the right. Maybe you can lift the left leg even higher. Release your right hand as you bend your knee, and now you're going to reach for the left foot with the right hand and see if you can bind there. Once you get the bind, try to lift your knee even higher up and draw it further back. Keep your neck relaxed. Slowly release the left foot down to meet the right. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Balls of the feet are touching. Inhale into Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, press down into the heels, coming up to standing, Samasthiti. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and make your way through your vinyasa. So I'm just showing you an option or a variation of how you can move through a vinyasa. You can do any of the other variations that we have already done in this class or the previous classes. Same sequence to the left side. As you inhale, lift your left leg high, keeping the hips parallel, stretching your leg up as high as you can, hold it there. As you exhale, draw your knee into your chest, dome and shift forward, stepping up, high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms come up. Relax the shoulders as you draw the belly in and make sure that your hips are square to the front edge of the mat. Next, exhale, draw your hands to your heart and twist off to the left, elbow on the outer edge of your knee. Keep pulling the left hip back so you feel the stretch on the outer edge of the left thigh. And then reach back out of the right heel. So there's energy moving through the back leg, it's not just hanging out there. Shoot the bottom hand forward. Circle it up and over as you change into Warrior 2. Stretching the left arm forward. Ground down into the outer edge of the back foot. Inhale, reach forward, exhale, unsupported reverse warrior. And now we start to flow through our dancing warrior sequence. Inhale to come up. Exhale, unsupported side angle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale to rise. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Trikonasana. Inhale to come up, bending into the front knee again. Reverse warrior, third time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side angle. Inhale to rise, straighten the front leg. Reverse Trikonasana. Inhale to come up, keep the front leg straight as you go into Trikonasana and hold it there. Hand either to the shin or fingertips to the floor. Really work this left quad. So this quad should be working hard, the muscle should be hard. As you pull up from the kneecap to the hip, pull the left hip back. At the same time, you're drawing this top hip back and open so you get the stretch here on the side. Circle the right hand down to the floor. As you square your hips off, lightly hop the back foot in, just one step. Ground it down at 45 degrees into your pyramid pose. So again, your hand options are to have the fingertips on the floor or maybe hands on your shin to lift the spine higher. Trying to get more length and extension through the spine. Very important that this quad is working hard as you pull the left hip back. Sometimes I like to flex my toes here because that helps to engage the quad rather than dropping the toes, having an unengaged foot, and then the entire leg becomes lazy. So by engaging the foot, I immediately engage my quad. Moving into standing split, soften into the front knee. The left hand wraps around the left ankle as the right leg flies high. Relax your neck, drop your head down. Really working into the hamstring stretch now on the left leg as you lift the right leg as high as you can. Then we open up the hips, trying to get the right hip above the left hip. Start to bend into the right knee, and now the left hand reaches for the right foot. Once you get the bind, you want to try and lift your knee higher and pull it further back. Slowly, gently release the right foot down, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, wrap both hands around the back of the legs now. Even the elbows move behind the calves, and you pull into a deep forward fold. Getting your chest onto your thighs, your face towards your shins. But keep the neck relaxed, don't strain the head forward to the legs, just let it hang. Tip the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Release your arms. Inhale, Utkatasana. Active feet, active legs, core is strong. As you exhale, press up to standing. Samsitihi. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive. Keep the knees soft, spinal muscles engaged.
Inhale, halfway lift.
Exhale, plant your hands and float back, hop back or step back into your vinyasa.
On an inhale, lift your right leg up, down dog splits. Then we open the hips, which we've already done in our standing splits. So the hips are warm, the hamstrings are warm, and you can really get nice and deep into this, lifting your leg as high as you can. Then bend your heel towards your buttock. As you exhale, circle your knee wide and step forward. High crescent lunge. Inhale, arms come up. Start to take the hands forward to take the torso forward, then sweep them down and back as you come into Warrior 3. Your balancing posture. From there, we open up into half moon. So open the chest and the hips. And now reach your arms forward as though you're holding a big beach ball. And we're going to flow with the ball. So lightly stepping back into goddess. Still holding the ball. Sit low, knees are nice and wide, relax your shoulders, but keep hold of the ball. Then we come into Skandasana towards the back of the mat and reach the ball as though you're about to place it down. Then we sweep it nice and low and across to the front, coming back into half moon. And we flow through that once more. Bend the standing leg. Coming into goddess. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Sweep the ball low. Coming back to the front of the mat into half moon. Now release the right hand down to the floor. Keep the hips open so you're in your standing splits again. And this time it's the same hand that binds to the foot. Same side. And once you have the bind, kick your foot into your hand to open your chest and open your hip. And then gently release your foot and come down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale to press up, Samasthiti. I always seem to get too far forward on my mat, so we're just going to take a step back. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, floating back through your vinyasa. So if you opt for the variation that I just did, where you sort of split the legs and it's one foot that lands on the mat, make sure that you do both sides. So alternate which foot you're going to land on. I have always favored landing on my left leg, and then it became a habit, and I only realized the bad habit once I strained my hip flexor from doing too many vinyasas and landing on the left leg only. So make sure that you swap sides. Like I have to try and remind myself to land on my right leg as well. And then it always feels a little bit awkward and I don't get it quite as smooth and graceful on the other side. But that's also good for your brain and good for your body. So when you see that you favor one side or one side is easier, don't just go for that automatically. Force yourself to do the other side as well. Let's do that sequence to the other side. So as you inhale, lift the left leg high, and then open up your hips in down dog splits. Reaching through the knee, out of the foot. Strong energy shooting up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee and squeeze your heel to your bum. Circle your leg nice and wide, draw it into your chest, and then step forward. High crescent lunge, inhale, arms come up. Sweep the arms forward, take the torso forward, and then come into warrior 3. So right now the hips and the chest are squared to the floor. We're going to open them up to the right side. And then reach the arms forward to grab hold of the beach ball. Hold the ball as you gently step into goddess. Relax your shoulders and point your tailbone down at the floor. Skandasana to the back of the mat, reaching the ball towards the back as though you're about to place it down. Sweep the ball low, back to the front of the mat, half moon. One more time into goddess. Sitting low. Stretching towards the back of the mat. Skandasana. Sweep the ball low, back to half moon. Then you can release the left hand down. So if you're doing balancing postures and you lose your balance like I just did, it's fine. Doesn't matter, laugh at yourself, just come back into the posture. Now we're going to bind the right hand to the right foot and then kick the foot into the hand to open the chest. Pull your knee back. And then gently release the right foot down. Take a deep full inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Let's heel toe the feet out to the width of the mat, but keep the feet parallel to each other. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, wrap your hands around the back of your legs again and start to pull your chest towards the gap between your thighs. Focus on lengthening into the lower back. Tipping the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Then release your hands, heel toe the feet back in. Rise up onto the balls of your feet, draw your heels together and sit down nice and low into Malasana, garland pose. Drop the crown of your head down towards the floor, at the same time reaching your sit bones down so you get a beautiful deep stretch over the full spine. Your arms can either be in front of you like this, or maybe the arms reach back, palms up towards the ceiling. Bring the arms forward again. With control, bring the heels down to the mat. Pause there for a moment before you place your buttocks down. So controlling it with your core. Then you can open the feet to the width of the mat, tuck your pelvis and roll down onto your back. Draw the feet closer in, but keep the feet parallel to each other. You can just open your arms up to your sides, and then sway your knees side to side, windscreen wipers, to release into the lower back and the sacrum. Slow down your breath, slow down your heart rates. Bring your knees back up to center. Draw them up towards your chest and then wrap the right leg over the left leg and hold on to the outer edges of your feet. So you can lift your head and chest if you need to grab hold, but then bring your head back down. And try to pull your feet away from each other. Simultaneously,
Pulling the right hip towards the front edge of the mat. So you get a deep stretch on the right piriformis, the outer edge of the glute. From here, we'll move into one of my favorite twists. So we're going to pull the left heel towards the right bum. As you move into a spinal twist, rolling onto the left side, extend the right leg and try to keep the bind of the hand to the foot. Now look up at the ceiling and pull the right shoulder blade down at the floor and then pull the top hip, which is the right hip, towards the front edge of the mat. Bend the right knee in towards your chest and roll back onto your spine to swap sides. So now we wrap the left leg over the right leg. So you're crossing above the knees. And then grab hold of the outer edges of your feet. Pull your feet apart, away from each other. And then try to flatten your spine down into the mat as you pull the left hip towards the front edge of the mat. Stretching into the left piriformis now. Moving into the twist, bend the right knee so the right heel comes to the left buttock. You roll over onto the right side as you extend your left leg, keeping both hands bound to the feet. And then try to bring the left shoulder blade down onto the mat. Pull the top hip, the left hip, towards the front edge of the mat. Focus on your breath as you hold the stretches. Start to quieten your body again as you quieten your mind. Draw your knee to your chest, rolling back to center. Happy baby, turn the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, open the knees wide, and then reach your arms along the insides of your legs, grabbing hold of the soles of the feet. Then drop your sacrum down into the mat. Slightly tuck the chin as you lengthen the back of the neck and try to get the full spine flat on the floor like a pancake. Once you've got the spine flat, then you can work on pulling with your hands on your feet to bring the knees closer down towards the floor. But there's no point pulling if your spine is still rounded and the lower back is lifted. You want to get the spine flat. You can either hold happy baby here or go into a straddle, straightening the legs out to the side. Turn the heels up towards the ceiling as you turn your toes down towards the floor, and then once again releasing the sacrum down towards the mat. Slowly soften the knees. So don't just jerk the legs back into center, just allow the knees to soften, then use your hands to pull your knees into your chest. Place one foot down and then the other, and then you can straighten out your legs. Sitting up for Shavasana, turn the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling. Take a deep full inhale through your nose, and as you exhale and release the breath out your mouth, allow your eyes to close. Now allow the breath to return to a smooth, natural rhythm. Allow your muscles to soften and relax as your body melts down into the floor. Imagine yourself floating along a river, lying on your back in the water. And as you gently drift down this peaceful, calm stream, just Just allowing the water to move your body. You can feel a gentle breeze over your skin. And feel the dappled sunlight coming through the leaves of the beautiful luscious trees that line the banks of the stream. And as you float along with the current, your mind starts to mirror this image, where your thoughts are just gently flowing through you like a stream. You do not grab hold of anyone's thoughts. You do not allow any of the thoughts to disturb your peaceful Shavasana. You just allow them to come and go and flow through your mind. I will leave you here in your Shavasana for you to enjoy as long as you like. Namaste.